After performing with major artists such as Boy George, Tiny Tampa, Leona Lewis and Jessie J, Okiem dedicated his time composing for his first studio album, awarded Best Album at the Black British Entertainment Awards. But let's hear more from Okiem.
2017 was a busy year for you. You've done a lot in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And you released your first album, Xyro.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the album in general? Like, what's the message? How long did it take you to record and to finalize all the songs?
I was touring, so sort of a bit before the actual composition. I was on tour, playing keyboards for different artists, and I'd just done this really big tour with a guy called Tiny Tampa.
Yes.
And we toured Australia, Malaysia, Europe, and really high energy music, you know, main stage at festivals. Really, just the energy was up there. And then we had about 3 months off. So I get back home and I'm like, I wanted to compose a piano album for 10 years. And now I've got a few months to do it. So, you know, I just started to make the songs that I heard in my head and just started to record them. And it was just great because there's no brief. There's no one saying we need it in this style. It needs to be right for radio. It needs to be this format. I just made whatever I wanted to make. And it was so different from playing that high energy, you know, we're bouncing around on stage, to just some calm, relaxing piano music, and you know, there's no drums at that point. It was just, if I want to pause, I can just pause for as long as I want, and then just express this music how I wanted to do it. So it's just great for me to just do it as a personal project, which is why I think it's so much fun to do. But with anything, the deeper you go, the more important it becomes. And you know, I did one song, I was like, okay, this moment needs to feel like triumphant, it needs to feel amazing, and it's not quite doing it yet. So then I started to add this, and add some synthesizers, and add like a synth bass, or some pads, and use this keyboard for this sound, and build up this whole sound with it, until I thought the feeling was right.
I know you've been performing for a yoga and meditation class.
Yeah.
How is that for you as a performer?
Yeah,
How is that experience?
Amazing. The first time I did it, there's about 100 people doing yoga, and I'm playing the music. I'm like, this is the last thing I imagined when I'm composing the music that I'll be playing, you know, for a yoga class. But it works so well. It really sets a great mood. And then we did meditation for about 15 minutes by candlelight, so all the lights out, just by candles, and play the music. And it was powerful. I mean, you could feel everyone really connected to the music, and just in the venue as well, the acoustics sounded amazing.
Do you practice as well? Do you do yoga and meditation yourself?
You know, I've done one yoga class.
Okay.
It was so difficult. It really was. I just couldn't. I was so impressed, if anything. So everyone was just holding these poses like it was easy, and I'm quite, you know, I had to work out, and you know, I think I'm quite athletic, I've got an athletic background. I found it really difficult. So I've started meditation more. Okay. I can manage some deep breathing. That's
nice.
Cool. Yeah. So that's cool.
50 Horses is one of my favorite songs from your debut album, and it's also the song that I could say it was the most successful so far. Yeah. You got placed into adverts.
Yeah.
And what I would like to know from you is the story behind the song, and if there's any particular message or how exactly it came to life.
Yeah, I think the main message with all of my music is freedom of expression. You know, do what you feel. I think everyone's got, if you're artistic and creative, you've got an outlet, and it's really important to me that rather than just conforming to what people expect or what you might expect that you should do, that you really make what you feel and you really put that out. And 50 Horses is just a really great expression of that, because it actually came about, I had a migraine, and you know, it was intense. My head was just, it was horrible. I was in a lot of pain. But a great way to get away from the pain of a migraine is to distract yourself. So I went on the piano and started to play the piano, and that's when I made 50 Horses. It's like, I just need to do something so I'm thinking about my headache. love that people connected with it so much. Because when my first gig, I used to start the set with 50 horses because I thought, let me get it out of the way, kind of things. I'm not sure if people are going to take it. People may find it boring, but everyone's like, no, 50 horses. That song, wow, I felt it. Yeah, someone sent me a great message online and just said, I think said your music is full of glory and tragedy. You know, there's all these emotions, and within that, you feel what you want to feel, and hopefully you feel good. You know,
Yeah. What do you love most about the career path you chose?
The thing I love the most is that I'm doing what I feel I should be doing. I feel like this is what I'm good at doing. This is what I want to do from the inside. You know, before that, I was trying to write songs for Radio 1. I was trying to write, you know, hits, which I can kind of do, like a fake version of. For me, it feels fake because it's kind of the sound, but it's like if you hear the real thing, you know the real thing.
Yes.
And so even if there was some success, I always felt nervous. I was like, I probably can't do that again. It was a fluke. So it's not really me. It's not really what I do.
Have you always known this is what you want to do, like become a pianist and composer? Or is a passion you developed?
It's developed. You know, I started off, you know, wanted to be an athlete. I wanted to be a basketball player.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was training and then, you know, became a session musician. I think I loved performing. So whether it was the stage of the basketball court and the arena, or if it was in an arena playing keyboards, like I loved performing. And so, you know, it was years of touring and producing other types of music. And then I started doing my own thing, and then it just felt like, now I found it. You know.
So how old were you when you wrote your first song?
My first song, well, I was probably 11 years old.
Wow.
10 or 11. And then for my GCSEs, funnily enough, I did composition. I did film music. It was my highest score for my whole exam. I got 57 out of 60 for my composition. But again, I thought it was just a fluke. I didn't really think I could really pursue this. I thought, I really enjoyed this song, but it took me a whole summer to write this one song. And I don't know if I can do it again. So I just left it. But, you know, I always heard songs in my head. I was always making, you know, ideas. It's just, it took, you know, all the years of classical piano, all the years of touring and producing other types of music to find my style now. Yeah, so that was the journey.
If you could change anything in the music industry, what would it be?
The main thing I would love to see more of, I don't know if you can change it, but I'd love to see more of are artists being artists. I think right now there's so much pressure to be successful, and so a lot of people, I think, they're trying to be successful. Like, right, this worked, so let's copy that.
Yes.
This was good, so let's make a version of that. And I think within doing that, a lot of artists have never found themselves as artists, and they've got so much more to offer if they would just free themselves from those restrictions and just really make what they want to make, whether it's successful or not. I think you'll actually find more success like that. Like, to me, the most successful people are the ones who are doing their own thing and are being successful at it, not the ones who are playing catch up and like, okay, that sound was really cool, let's do that sound, you know. I want to see more artists really just being artists.
Do you think being an independent artist is the way forward?
I think there's so many ways to do it. There's so many ways, and I don't think there's a right way and a wrong way. I think you got to find your way, the way that works best for you. You know, if you can get support from a label and that works for you, and you're reaching new heights, you're reaching a wider audience, and it's working, then fantastic. You know, if you can do it independently, thankfully I've, you know, got some great people around me, and some of the opportunities have just been incredible. And there's ways to do it. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way, but as long as you know where you want to get to, then you can find the pieces to help you achieve that.
When you're trying to follow your own dreams and do the things you love in life, is not always easy, and it comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, struggles. Would you like to share any of your big challenges, or any bad experience you had, or something that made you be even more determined or focused on your goal?
I mean, there's so many challenges mainly because not a lot of people have done what I'm doing. So it's very hard to describe is the first thing. So imagine speaking to a venue promoter. Hi, can I come and perform in your venue? Yeah, what kind of style is your band? Okay, solo artist and pianist, composer. It's kind of contemporary classical. What's contemporary classical? It's kind of like pianos, there's no lyrics. So just to get the opportunity to perform was difficult because no one knew what to expect, and no one asked, they want a band or they want a singer-songwriter, they know, they're familiar with that. No one's saying, right, we want a classical, contemporary, crossover artists to come in. So no one's looking for what I'm offering. So I really need to believe in myself that what I'm doing is worthy of being in front of people and performing it, which that meant a year of doing, really 2 years of doing a whole range of performances, small venues, big venues, free shows, low paid shows, shows that cost me money, but you have to kind of be prepared to go through that, I think, because you have to prove that you're good. You have to prove that you're good, and you have to prove that, you have to show the world what you can do.
Do you think there are enough opportunities for contemporary instrumental music?
There's definitely not enough opportunities, but you have to make them. You have to find them. This is what my thing. At one point, I remember thinking, right, I really believe in this. The first reaction was really good. There were people crying at the shows, and I was like, man, someone's going to find this. A record label's going to sign me, and this is going to blow up. I'll never, because I've done a lot of concerts with so many artists.
Yes.
I'm like, just objectively take myself out of it. I've never really seen an unsigned artist do a show. People are crying. People are queuing up to meet me and take a picture or to sign a CD. But it just doesn't. You can't expect anyone to say, right, I love it. Let me make it happen for you.
What advice would you give to someone who would want to follow the same path as you, becoming a composer?
First things first, compose. It sounds simple, but you have to write the music. You have to write it, record it well. It's really worth having music recorded well, because when you come to show people, and sometimes you get one chance, and they're like, okay, let me have a listen to what you've done, or send me a link, and someone's experience can tell very quickly if it's a good composition, if it's well recorded, and that is what you have to stand by. So thankfully I can produce my own music, which gives me more freedom to experiment. I guess I don't have to be like, right, one day, one song. I can develop. So I'd say develop your ears, which just takes experience, so recording more, listening more. But you have to compose. You have to have all the songs there, and then you find the gems within that.
And find your own style.
Find your own style, absolutely. Find your own style. And those things only happen from experience. I love Ed Sheeran's philosophy of write a song a day. It sounds so simple. How do you become a good songwriter? Write a song a day.
What was the most unforgettable experience you had so far?
Probably my first ever gig, playing my own music.
How was that like for you?
It was one of the best feelings of my life, because the gig before that was on the main stage at a festival. 50,000 people going wild, and it feels incredible. And I thought, right, this is what I want to do. This felt amazing. We're there topless in Australia, whiskey shots on stage. We're having a great time playing this powerful music, and the whole crowd's responding. I thought, man, this is just great. I love it. And then I did my first gig playing my own music for maybe 70 or 80 people. Supporting someone else, just the opening slot. So I did 3 or 4 songs. My first gig playing with musicians, I had about 1 violinist, 1 cellist. And it was just so powerful. I could feel it. I knew on stage, this feels amazing. This sounds great. Something is happening I've not experienced before. And it's even better than being on the main stage, playing for thousands and thousands of people. There's maybe 70 or 80 people there. This just feels, something is so right about this. And I finished. It's my first show, so I don't know what songs are good. I can just go on my intuition and what I think feels good. And yeah, after the show, it was just amazing. Like I said, there was a line formed, and there was a young girl, I'll never forget, probably at 17 or 18, said, "Oh, I'm a pianist as well." And that was just incredible. You really inspired me. And there's about a 50-year-old Irishman said, "I don't cry, but that made me cry. That second song you played, I don't know what happened, but a tear came out of my eye, and it just hit me. You just hit me right there."
What inspires you, or what do you use for inspiration?
But I've had a really interesting life. I think, I say that, I find it interesting, others may not, but I think you can tap into your experiences. I lived in Russia for 3 years, traveled a lot through music, been to so many countries, and you have all these experiences, and you meet people, and you see things, and all those experiences and memories and the people you meet form who I am today, and I can tap into that. And there's a song I've just written, and it's all about just appreciating the really small things in life. I love coffee and I love red grapes. The song's called Black Coffee, Red Grapes.
Oh, sweet.
And that's my inspiration for it. So it can be anything from the small things to just an everyday thing that you appreciate, to heartache, to love, to forgiveness, to the glory and the tragedy, to wanting to feel like a superhero, to want to feel, sometimes you just want to feel amazing. Sometimes, I think a funny thing with Zero, I think if you want to cry, if there's something you want to get out, that album's going to help you get it out.
Could you tell us a little bit about your plans for this year, 2018?
The main thing this year is finding more and more good people around me, great people around me. I think I've spent a couple of years proving that this music is worthy of being listened to. I hope that's the real goal, is just to share the music. And now more people want to get involved, so I hope we can take it to another level. I want to tour the music. We're going to do bigger shows in London and in the UK and abroad. So it's just growing the whole thing now, and creating more music. I'm really proud of the first album. It's connected with a lot of people. Won an award, and I'm very proud of what that's achieved. But now it's like there's so much more music to give. So I want to get the next album out and just keep writing. I think there's a lot more music inside of me to share.